I still remember the day I got hooked into entrepreneurship. I was on my room browsing through Facebook and I got a 1-hour ad from Tai Lopez about his course called 67 Steps to Getting Anything You Want Out of Life, Health, Wealth, Love, and Happiness. I think this was about 8 years, give or take, and since then I dabbled in entrepreneurship on and off, trying different ideas and ways to make money while I was in high school and college. Fast forward to now, I ended up monetizing video editing as a freelancer because that was the common skill among all the things I tried during those years. But the feeling of wanting to own a business has never left me. But that just makes me a entrepreneur. And that's what I want to change now moving forward. In my eyes, an entrepreneur is someone who creates a product or service that it's fulfilled by people that they hire or that they just subcontract. And as I mentioned multiple times in prior videos and newsletters, I want to build a video editing agency that makes 10K a month in profit. And the only thing I need to start making that a reality is find a client that needs video editing and hire an editor to fulfill that job. It's that simple. And so far, I haven't taken any direct steps to make that a reality, which brings me to why I want to create a content creation system, specifically a minimum viable content creation system. I remember watching this clip from the McDonald's movie that I got obsessed with.
You don't seem to realize what business you're in. You're not in the burger business. You're in the real estate business.
Ever since then, I've seen that model of business doing one thing but monetizing a completely different thing as something perfect. You could be obsessed with making the best burgers ever and don't even have a margin on them because the money is earned by owning and lending the land where the McDonald's was going to be built on to franchisees. That's exactly what I want to do with this content creation system. I want to build something that allows content creators and brands to build an audience on social media and the internet in general, and then sell video editing to them because video will be the number one thing they will be producing. My ultimate goal is to always iterate on this system based on the results I get from my clients. Therefore, I don't want to create the perfect content creation system right from the get-go. So here are the 2 goals that I want to achieve with this version 1 of the system. Creating has to be fulfilling and useful right from the start. It has to help enough just by doing it to justify the cost of time, effort, and money. And then make it slightly easier to start with a new client guns blazing. I have 2 personal examples for the first goal. The first one is what I'm doing right now. My newsletter. I decided to start a newsletter after seeing the power of writing, mostly from consuming Dan Koh's content. So I chose to write about the problems I encountered in pursuit of building this video editing agency. That's fulfilling and useful just by doing it. But I then choose to share it through email, the video version, and short form videos to have the potential to build an audience, but without the necessity of it. It will be just a plus. The second example is the podcast that I have with my brother, which again is fulfilling and useful just by doing it. I have an amazing conversation with my brother where we discuss all the things we are doing and thinking at the moment with the sole purpose of becoming better human beings. We then choose to record it and share it through social media with the hopes of building an audience, but without the necessity of it. It will be just a plus. And as for the second goal, I have one example. I helped a friend who's a calisthenics coach by coaching him on social media. And the one thing that started his success there is that I told him to create 3 short videos every single day. I didn't care what they would be about, I just wanted him to start getting into the habit of creating content consistently. And I told him to do that for 3 months. I then kept coaching him for 6 months, give or take, and eventually he went from 10K followers to 50K on Instagram and from 0 to 20K on TikTok. He would have gotten there by himself for sure. I'm not saying that I have a secret formula, but I'm also sure that my coaching and that small task of 3 short videos a day help expedite the whole thing to some degree. So with those 2 goals and examples in mind, let's reveal the system that I created. It has just 2 components: a set of questions to uncover what the clients will feel the most excited to share. Like for example, what's one thing you cannot shut up about your product, service, or brand? Without thinking of growth or worrying about money, what will be the one task you will do in perpetuity in your company? And what's the one result or reaction you would like to always give your customers every time? And second, developing a minimum viable, repeatable piece of content to start doing as many reps as possible in the first few months. That's it. It might look too simple or even stupid because it's basically an onboarding process rather than a system for content creation. But that was the whole point, to keep it simple for the first iteration. What I will be getting out of the first component is the personality of the client and how obsessed they are with their product or brand, which will make it easier for me to find what type of content we could create that will be fulfilling and useful just by doing it. And the potential of building an audience will be a plus. And with the second component, I will be recreating what I did with my friend. It doesn't have to be 3 short videos a day. It only needs to be the minimum amount of information that we could share about the brand or client that will be valuable to consume, just to start making it and get the client into the habit of creating content. And that minimum amount of information could vary. It could be just 1 long video a month or 5 short videos every single day. I don't care. I just want to get to know the clients and the brand and share what they do on a regular basis that could be compacted into a repeatable story to tell consistently. And we just build from there. And that's it. That's the whole system and all the thoughts behind it. Now I need to find editors and train them for me to feel confident that I have all the minimum viable pieces of the agency to start looking for clients. I'll write about that process in the next newsletter most likely. And the way I'll look for clients is by cold approaching them through personalized videos. I'll also write a newsletter about it after the next one. So that's it for this week's video. I don't have any call to actions, at least for now, besides asking you to follow me through this journey through YouTube for the video version, my newsletter for the written version, and all the other social media platforms where I mostly post the short form videos. But besides that, I really appreciate you watching the video until the end. Really appreciate it, and hope you stay tuned for all the next ones. Thank you.